A voice I didn't recognize said, "President Try, this is Ambassador Richardson from the US State Department. We need to talk." 20 minutes later, a said black SUV pulled up to the presidential palace. No flags, no diplomatic plates, no advance notice. Ambassador Richardson stepped out with two men who never introduced themselves. "Mr. President," he said, settling into my office without invitation. "We have a problem." He opened a leather briefcase and spread documents across my desk. Satellite photos of Burkina Faso's gold mines, financial records of our newly negotiated Chinese infrastructure deals, intelligence reports on Russian military advisors we'd never officially announced. "We know everything," he said quietly, "and right now we're choosing to call it economic cooperation instead of what it really island." I leaned back in my chair. "And what do you think it really is, Ambassador? The beginning of something that could make your country very uncomfortable." He wasn't wrong. For 6 months, we'd been quietly restructuring every major international partnership. Chinese engineers were redesigning our telecommunications network. Russian agricultural experts were revolutionizing our farming techniques. Iranian pharmaceutical companies were building medical facilities that would make us self-sufficient in basic healthcare. Not because we hated the West, but because we'd learned that dependency is just slavery with better marketing. Richardson continued, "That speech you're planning to give at the UN, it doesn't have to be confrontational. You can make your point while keeping your partnerships intact." I looked at him for a long moment. "Ambassador, let me ask you something. When your country invaded Iraq, did you apologize to the UN first? That's different. When France intervened in Mali, did they ask African permission? The situations aren't comparable. When Israel bombs Palestinian schools, do they draft apology speeches?" Richardson closed his briefcase. "President Traore, you're a smart man. I hope you'll make the smart choice." After they left, I called my security chief. "How many Western intelligence operatives do we currently have under surveillance in Ouagadougou?" 17 confirmed. "Probably double that number we haven't identified yet." "And how many of our phone lines are they monitoring?" "All of them. But we've been feeding them false information for 3 months." I smiled. "Good. Tomorrow, I want you to leak a story that I'm having second thoughts about the UN speech." "What kind of second thoughts?" "The kind that suggest I might actually read their apology." My security chief grinned. "Understood, Mr. President. Because here's what Richardson and his masters didn't understand. I wasn't just planning to reject their script. I was planning to expose why they'd written it in the first place."